What is up YouTube, it is Matty, and I might sound a little bit more downbeat this episode. It's not because I am, it's because I've got a really sore throat. Not been very well for a good few days now. It's a combination like an ulcer, sore throat, headaches and that sort of stuff. But war continues, and the threat of replay wipes is real, so I'm doing my best, and I've been really busy as well. So doing my best to keep on top of the war content for you guys. And this is obviously a recap. So Emphatic Elite versus Halcyon Kings. Have I got that right? If you do hear my voice cracking and breaking throughout, that's to be expected. I have got a trusty mug of Lemsip next to me to help me through anyway. So yeah, hopefully I'm not going to be too much of an audio disservice to you guys. And let's have a look at this war. Firstly, there were 6 Channel 10s. One was tripped, which was number 6. So target was overachieved on this one, where the target, as you know, is always the amount of 10s divided minus from the total score. So if there's 6 channel 10s, the max score would be 75. On a 25-man war, max score 75. Target is 69. We hit 70, so perfect there. Really good job by our guys. And yeah, Brian's helped me out by selecting a bunch of raids for me to go through. I asked him to because I was struggling with time. So massive shout out to him as well for opting to help out with the raid choices. But let's have a quick look. Let's start off with number 22, which is a raid by Paul. It's at number 21. And these guys did have anti 3-star bases, you can see. It's just that they were not able to. I think their attack style didn't match their base level, if you know what I mean. They just weren't that great. But we're doing an AQ Walk GoVaHo. I'm going to do a GoVaHo special video soon, but Jake's just done one, and I was planning on doing one, and I was a bit gutted he did. So shout out to him for doing it anyway. But Valkyries, well, the GoVaHo, there's so many different ways in which you can do it. If you've seen previously before the Jack Attack and Exit Attack video. There's a few methods shown there. So you can combine in AQ walks, you can just do a straight up smash into the core, you can use double jump, you can rage the Valks, you can not rage and just heal, you can end up Hogs having 2 heals, 1 heal, no heal. You know, there's so many variations of it. You can mix it with Earthquake as well. So I am gonna do a special on that. I think it's well deserved, and it'll be well enjoyed. Now you can see here, nice timing on the on the ability there. The CC of Impulse sent in 1 hog to get that done. He's got 14 hogs, so quite light on the hog. I think this is the Jack Attack, by the way. Well, it's a combination because he's actually breaking in at the point he's going away from the Queen, and you can see what he's doing. He's taking down the CC. The Queen's walking around the outside. She's just going to carry on picking up loads of value. He's sending the King in as a King kill squad to go and get firstly the enemy King, secondly the Queen, which is the priority here, and eliminate some giant bomb threats en route. You can see he's used a single heal spell for the Valkyries, jump spell for that kill squad as well, rage for the Queen. So that leaves 1 heal spell, and that's going to be for the Hog Riders. But there's not that much of the base left, which is the point. So he's trying to keep the Hogs alive at the start. And then what's going to happen is the core defences are going to get distracted by Valkyries, King, and the Hogs are just going to push through. Now, very smart choice to save a couple of Hogs for that bottom Expo. I think that was a very, very clever choice, because that's going to go and eliminate the double giant bomb threat while the northern Hogs are moving through. So it's actually a very well planned, well orchestrated attack, beautifully thought out. Love the way he sent the Queen off, the then choosing to break in. Knew he'd have only a small section of the base to go down, but I would have missed the fact that you'd need to trigger those giant bombs from the south side from that Expo, and he caught onto it beautifully. So Paul showing us bit of an AQ Walk GoVaHo sort of masterclass there. Let's move on. Okay, up to number 16 with the Holy. Very similar sort of attack on this one, I believe. Although this time he's rocking the 4 Earthquakes. So a bit of minion funneling at the start. If you can use minions to funnel, they're cheaper than wizards in sort of a troop space wise. then as each minion only takes up 2 space, whereas each wizard takes up 4. And if you can get them down at the start of the raid as well, it's only going to help, because that they can just start doing what they need to do on the way through. And you can see that earthquake only sort of opened up 2 pieces of wall, but the key part is that which pieces of wall it opened up, because that's going to allow him to push through almost the entire northern and from west to east side of the base. So that's really very clever, to be fair, for the earthquake placement. Now, he has got the CC pull. I think he might end up using a rage, but he's definitely using the poison. Might have to pop the ability as well. Ability there to take it, so he might be able to get away with not using the rage actually here, because the queen's just going to carry on moving around now. There's not that too many things sort of targeting her, although she does want to go and get that. She's landlocked on a wall there because she's going to go and get the archer. Now that might completely mess up his plan. We shall see. Wall break has gone in nicely. The wizards have gone straight onto the cannon, which is very nice as well. The queen has continued to walk, which is good. That's what he wanted, trust me. He needs to get is he relying on the Valks have redirected again? Beautiful work there on the planning. Springtrap looked like it missed, which again is ideal. Now the heal's down, not in a good time. The expo should be a little bit weak because of the earthquake, which worked nicely. A couple hogs in from the top, just to help get that arch tower down, so the arch tower doesn't start pumping the heroes and just killing the golems and the Valkyries and that sort of thing. And then here comes the main hog swoop in. Look, he's saving 4 for the back end as well. The queen's in a good spot. I think the queen will die though, but can she get the expo down? That's going to be the key. Yes, she will. She's going to get that expo down, and there it is. That's the biggest threat of the raid gone now. There is a wizard tower near to the core, but look how many hog riders this guy's got left. It's absolutely ridiculous, using distraction and just very clever raid choice. I think there's elements of that raid I think I missed. When did he get the giant bomb trigger? Was that a purposeful single hog sent in there? But to survive a raid with that many hogs left and a full health king and queen, golem still alive, it just shows that it's incredible, and it really is. So 2 very, 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 very good GoVaHos there. That raid was planned to perfection, I must say. Anyway, moving on. I feel like I should watch that back a couple more times, but at least you guys can drop on the replay button and have a look. Next one we're going to see is by Blaine. Let's have a little look at what he's doing with a bit of a CB LaLoon. A raid's choice you don't see too often these days. Now the queen is next to an air defense and an expo. Now if there's ever a base design or something you don't want to do in a base design, it would be to put the queen next to an expo and an air defense, because it makes it very high value, particularly for against a high value for taking on a LaLoon. It's like putting a double giant bomb next to the queen. Oh, just having another swig of little old lem sip there. My best friend at the moment. Anyway, so poison spell down on the which was down nice and early, which is always a good thing to do, particularly when Loon's dragon. Well, anything that's in the CC, always drop the poison down early so the troops are moving onto it, so they instantly get slowed down. And obviously it's a gradual effect on the poison, so the sooner they're in it, the sooner they're getting targeted by it. So don't wait till they're sat on top of the king and queen to do it. Anyway. Queen is now taking down the expo. There you go. And this has become a high value kill squad just based on that fact alone. The expo and the air defense were taken down, and for the rest of it it's going to be a anti-clockwise deployment, moving around the base, targeting the defences, letting the hounds push through. Nice rage spell placement there. Nice second rage spell placement as well, just pushing the hounds and loons through the base. Once that second expo has gone down, it's a big threat gone. Wants those sweepers to go down, because they just are irritating. Very irritating for a LaLoon raid. There it goes, and now it's just clean. Hopefully he's going to get a pop, which he did. He won't get the third pop, or the fourth pop, shall we say, but enough pops are around. Just look at the amount. And he would have had lots of time left on this raid. He might actually get the final pop if that Tesla keeps at it. Don't think it will. I don't think so. Although it is very beautiful when the last second when the hound pops. There's nothing more pretty than seeing a hound pop just as the final defense drops with it. Anyway, cold-blooded LaLoon, still rocking it. Okay, number 11, and I think we're about to see my precious drop the AQ charge. Let's have a quick little look. Here we go. Okie dokie. So about 14 to 16 hogs is the sort of normal amount you'd expect from an AQ charge. You normally want to take an earthquake in as well, because the point is you're trying to allow the queen to pretty much take on the whole base, inside out. Funneling is very key. Unfortunately, a slight bit of a wall breaker fail there, but it looks like he powered through anyway. You just want the queen to go inside now. The risk is that she won't, particularly with 2 builder huts that could pull her out either way. Earthquake is down though, trying to allow a free passage in. Now is the point where she could have gone out, but she stayed in, and that's beautiful. Okay, the rage and poison are down. Poison was slightly, maybe a little bit late. I didn't quite catch when as soon as it dropped, but the rage spell there is just going to allow the queen to stay completely alive and power through. Now watch all the value she's going to get here. A successful AQ charge normally features eliminating all the giant bomb threats, as well as taking down all the giant bomb threats, as well as the core defenses, expos, that sort of thing. Now she is going to get landlocked a little bit with the not landlocked, sorry. She's just going to get time wasting on taking down the town hall, but he's sending in a mini king kill squad. That's quite interesting, because it looks like from what he's doing, he's actually trying to go in and take down the enemy queen. Potentially a giant bomb threat as well if he can get all the way through to the expo and take the expo down. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets any value from this king kill squad. It looks a little bit risky. I don't think he's quite going to get it because the queen's taking on the queen. So he didn't actually... It was quite funny because I think the king kill squad was going to go and get that. But look what's going to happen now. He's going to get the expo and eliminate the double giant bomb threat. Now if the troops can actually move forwards and take it down, it might stop the hogs pathing over it, because they might just run over it on the way across the base. But you can see from the south side he's taking all the defences down. From the southeast, the hogs have run over the double giant bomb, so quite a few were taken down there unfortunately, and a few on springs. So it'd have been nice if the king actually tripped it, but he didn't. But the hogs have moved through and they've met it with the king and the queen, and you can see the healer's just doing work and making sure everything's alive, and he's going to walk out the raid with max heroes health, which is fantastic if you can end it like that. So yeah, looking absolutely great for a raid. And yeah, just down to clean up now. AQ charge working its charm. It's not as hard as you actually think. It does rely a lot on timing and keeping your eye on the queen. You know, having a rage and her ability in your back pocket to be used as necessary. Normally taking down the CC, and if you have to face the enemy king as well, that can always be a time where you might need to drop one of them. But as long as you're aware of that, he did try and do, I think, a king rush to go and get the queen, but I think the queen targeted the enemy. His queen targeted the enemy queen a little bit quicker than he thought maybe. Let's carry on through. I think we're with Jack Ralph now with a stoned GoHo, so let's have a look at how he's doing it. Pretty standard stone GoHo army. A couple of golems down early, getting the nice wide funnel going on with the wizards. Waiting a little bit before he drops the queen. He doesn't want her to walk around, so he's just going to make sure that the wall breakers go in. All 3 golems are down. Look, moving up front. The queen is down now, so she's going to then start moving inwards. Eventually he does. I think he might need that elixir storage to go down actually, and it will. Perfect. So everything's being sucked in now. King, queen. Jump spell in a perfect spot as well to be able to get the enemy queen, and he only needs to use 1 jump, and that's really key, because if you can get away with using 1 jump, means you're going to have an extra heal spell for the hogs. Now you can see down the bottom with the normal bunkered designs, you're always going to get a couple of defences in by where the queen bunker is, so he's just trickling a few hogs in there to go and take all the defences down in that area, and then the main sort of group of hogs are going through the rest of the base. Now because they're moving all around the outside, the golems have gone in and triggered the giant bomb threats. I mean, that's essentially it now. The defences are dropping like flies. The heal spells have been there to keep the hogs alive. Queen hasn't even need to use her ability yet, and she's still on almost full health. I think she might be on pure full health, and he's just got so many hogs left over. Another just amazing raid. Wizard down the south side for funnel, but it's going to be the hogs that are doing the majority of the cleanup here, as well as the queen. I'm going to speed through the rest now because the raid's done. Just a very I mean, you can see where the giant bomb threats were. If the stone GoHo was the right choice. If you've got giant bomb, if you can eliminate all giant bomb threats and the queen with one kill squad, if you need to add Valkyries in or a third golem to just to make sure you've got enough tank there, then do it, because the rest of the base will go down easily once those threats are eliminated, which you saw it did. Here we go, you guys. Going to show the final raid of this recap now, which is the Town Hall 10 3-star, which is done by Venaris. So let's have a little look at the base and what he's going to do. So what I've noticed is, well, he's going to do an AQ walk. He needs to get the one Inferno down now. It looks like it's going to be the Northern Inferno that he's going to go for, the one just above the Town Hall, because of the well, what he's doing at the moment, he's getting a lot of value from taking these key defences down. Once those defences are gone, he doesn't need to target them with loons. They're just gonna, and his queen's gonna regain health, and he hasn't needed to use the ability, so it's just almost like free defences. What he's looking to do now is work the queen round into a nice break-in point. So the minions have been used to funnel. He's going to take the queen to an angle that's suitable for a break-in. It's always difficult to get 10 or 10 3-stars, and when you're doing a walk like this, you need to time everything right, should we say. There isn't a risk that the healers are going to get killed by the air defences. But look what he's done. He's found an entry point for his queen. He's going to, I assume, break her in, and then maybe he's actually going to break the king in from a different place. I'm interested to see what he's going to do here to make sure he gets the best value out of the raid. Because I don't think I've actually sat down and watched this one. It's just time, as you guys can appreciate. Doing Clash of Clans stuff. I don't know if you saw there the early poison. It's going to really help, particularly with the queen kill as well. Are the healers sat? Oh, the healers sat outside the rage spell. Now they're inside their rage and heal. So wow, got a little bit unlucky on or a little bit poor on the rage placement there. I think the healers were sat outside, which is why it didn't work. Suicide King going in, getting an air defense. Queen going into a good spot as well, and he's going to start the LaLoon portion. Look, there are 2 Infernos he's going to need to get down here, with one freeze spell, which is kind of risky. Where is he going to place the freeze spell to get the maximum damage? We're going to have to wait and see on that. The loons are all moving in now, targeting the one Inferno tower, but he has ushered the loons through onto the second and been able to just sort of YOLO swag push them in onto the Inferno tower, and get through. Load of pups have been created. The queen is still alive, helping out in the core. Loon's pushing through to the final Tesla now, and that happened really fast. You could see, because he got such a percentage with the queen, and like a huge push, sent in the king as well. There wasn't that much of the base yet to take down, so it's just like a very concentrated LaLoon. Worked really well. I'm going to show that one more time in ×2 speed, so you can have a little look at how it sort of played out from a zoomed out perspective. So queen down. Minion funnel created. She's taking a lot of damage now, but she's going to start regaining once those defenses start going down. She's going to start pushing right. Look, he's going to eventually get to his breaking point. I didn't see what he used to distract for the. I assume he waited till the archer tower was targeting the queen before dropping the wall breakers. There, as soon as the archer tower is targeting the queen, sends in his wall breakers to break in the wall. So that worked fine. There was nothing to target those wall breakers. Queen's moving around. She's going to move in now. I'm just going to zoom down a little bit. He's going to have to break in his king soon as well, so I'm just looking at how he's going to do that. King there's already a breaking point for him there. And there he goes, look, starts to smash his way in, just YOLOing it, trying to get that air defense. Got it. Here comes the LaLoon portion, look. 2 hounds down, and is there a third hound? Was it? Yeah, third hound that came from a different angle, I think. Anyway, there you go. Loons targeting all the defences, loads of loons left, and just a beautiful, beautiful raid. So big shout out to Vanaris for dropping the 3. I know he gets so close a lot of the time, but doesn't quite get it. When he does get it, it's amazing. So same with Gusty. I'm glad to be able to just bring that content onto the channel. So I hope you've enjoyed this war recap, guys. Just an absolute domination from our part on this one. You can see they didn't even try with their attacks. But hey ho, I don't think was I in this? Is this the war I wasn't in? No, I was. Look, me. They failed on my base a few times. Did I pull anything off in the replay? 78 and 88. Let's have a look at this. I'm just trying to remember what I did on my raids. Drop the GoVaHo. I'm just trying to remember what I did wrong on it. Wall breakers in, golems, da 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 da. How did I miss this? It looks good so far. Okay, hogs down, taking down the defences. I'm just trying to remember where it all went wrong. My hogs fizzled out, that's where it went wrong. God damn it. Oh well, close but no cigar, eh? For me on this war, so yeah, nothing of too much interest to show. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this war recap, guys, as usual, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.